Have you ever thought that an ant, yes, an ant, could be the star of a story in the Qur'an? Not a king, not a warrior, not even a wise scholar. Just a tiny insect, smaller than your fingernail, walking around saying something that made a prophet of God smile. Let's talk about that dot. Once upon a time, there was a prophet named Solomon, or Sulaiman, peace be upon him. Now, Solomon wasn't just any ruler. His kingdom was extraordinary. He had armies of humans, jinn, and birds, all working together in harmony. And here's the amazing part. He could understand the language of animals. Every chirp, buzz, and bleat. He knew exactly what they meant. Imagine walking in the park, and the pigeons are gossiping, and you actually understand them. That was Sulaiman's daily life. One day, Solomon's grand army was marching across the land. Thousands of soldiers, horses gleaming in the sun, banners waving high, and maybe some jinn doing the heavy lifting, because, well, why not? They reached a place called the Valley of the Ants. Down there, life was busy, tiny ants running around, carrying food twice their size, building tunnels, organizing traffic, complete chaos, but somehow perfectly coordinated. Among them was one ant, our unlikely hero. Small, but apparently the valley's unofficial security guard. Suddenly, she felt the ground trembling, the sky darkened, dust rose into the air. She looked up and saw the enormous army approaching. Oh no, she thought, the giants are coming. Now, if you were an ant, what would you do? Run, hide, panic? Not this one. She stood her ground and did something truly noble. She shouted, probably in total panic, but still organized, "Oh ants, enter your homes quickly, or Solomon and his army might crush you without noticing." Notice how she said without noticing. She didn't accuse them of evil or cruelty. She knew they wouldn't harm her people on purpose. That's emotional intelligence from an ant. And up above, leading his army in all his royal glory, Solomon heard her. Imagine that moment. You're a prophet, commanding the greatest army ever, and suddenly you hear a voice from below saying, "Please don't step on us." What do? You laugh. The Qur'an says, so he smiled, amused at her words, but it wasn't just a random laugh. It was a smile of realization, a moment of humility. Because even with all his power, Solomon was reminded that leadership isn't about strength. It's about care. Right after that, he raised his hands and prayed, "My Lord, inspire me to be thankful for your blessings and to do good deeds that please you." The ant didn't save herself alone. She warned everyone. She didn't shout in fear or anger. She acted with love and responsibility. That's why her words were powerful enough to be written in the Qur'an forever. Even if you're small, your voice matters, especially when it's used to protect and help others. For Solomon, it was a reminder that no matter how high you rise, there's always something or someone smaller than you who can still teach you wisdom. So maybe next time you see an ant crawling across your kitchen counter, don't squash it right away. Remember, you might be stepping on a teacher. Greatness and humility always go together. Even a prophet listened to a creature most people ignore. Care for others. Even if you're small, the ant's warning wasn't about fear. It was about community, and thankfulness keeps power pure. Solomon's reaction wasn't pride. It was gratitude. An ant changed the mood of a prophet, and the Qur'an immortalized her words for more than 1,400 years. That's not just history, that's legacy. Because sometimes the smallest voices carry the greatest wisdom.